And it all came out in a pretrial hearing today in Norristown. NBC News legal analyst Enrique Latoison is here. Enrique, let's start here with some of the accusations. The other accusers, Cosby is not charged with assaulting then. So the question becomes, why would their testimony even be allowed?
Well, I can tell you what, this is going to be the most important ruling in this case. The way the prosecution can use bad acts, if they can show that the value of it is not over prejudicial to the defendant. Now, if you're the defense attorney, you're going to say that the value of this is way over prejudicial to the value of it to the prosecution to make their case. If you have bad acts in a situation like this, the prosecution is going to say this is his method of operation. He uses drugs, he uses alcohol. These 13 past accusers are going to get on the stand and they want to say how they had similar situations with Mr. Cosby, how they were drugged, and how alcohol was used to be taken advantage of them. Of course, the defense is going to say this is way over prejudicial and that using this is going to make the jury think he's guilty then and he's guilty now. This is going to be the most important ruling in this case.
Enrique, Cosby gave a deposition years ago in a civil suit. Now the prosecution wants to use it in the criminal trial. The defense is trying to keep it out. Do you think it will be allowed in, and how much of a difference could that deposition make?
Well, this kind of goes back to the prior ruling of whether or not he was granted immunity. And, of course, the ruling was that he was not granted immunity. But you have to take a step back and remember that in that prior ruling, the evidence that came out during those hearings was that the prosecutor did say, I did grant him immunity so that he could testify in the civil case, which meant he gave up his Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. So I think that if they relied on that and the prosecutor at the time said that's why he did it, I don't think that it should be allowed. I think the prosecution has plenty of other evidence they can use besides this deposition to still prosecute Mr. Cosby.
MBC10 legal analyst Enrique Latoison, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
MBC10 will continue to follow the latest developments, of course, in the Cosby case. You can also follow